Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is an M44, the Tier 6 American SPG. This one's located on the south spawn of Prokhorovka Encounter, and it's under the command of TanqueTigerAleman, or Alaman. Okay, game started. Now he's got a 155mm howitzer with 550 alpha, and he can penetrate up to 39mm of armour, and it's got a burst radius of 7 meters. Now, in an encounter battle like this, there's normally going to be some enemy tanks making their way into the cap area. He's done a quick shot towards where the enemy Arty might be located, on the off chance they might be at home. You can see some trees have been knocked down, so more than likely there is some Arty in that general area, and I think he might be about to do a counter battery. Just look for the tracer, wait for them to fire. When they identify their position, you take them out of the game. When he fires another round himself, guessing where they might be, and then moves immediately afterwards to avoid counter battery. Over on the west side of the map, we've got a Panzer IIIJ and a Largo, and they've sort of like located themselves close together. He fires a round in, and it lands very close to the Panzer IIIJ and stuns the Largo as well. But he probably wants to move from his current position, because if he's actually tweaked the dragon's tail by telling the enemy Arty that we're going to counter battery you, they'll more than likely try to do the same back to him. Rounds out the Largo, lands next door to him for 108. Oh, the guy's taking fire. He's going to go down very shortly. And we've got an enemy tank capping. There's only one at the moment. The Largo's just been killed. He's going for this M5A1 Stuart. You need to give a long lead on those ones when they're moving fast. Rounds out. Not long enough on the lead. Moving position. That KV1 just got stunned. So obviously enemy Arty is more focusing on tanks at the moment than it is on counter battery. Now, the reason I know about TanqueTigerAleman is he was actually one of the players that I played with in another battle, and we featured his replay and mine. And so he learned about What Arty Noobs, and he sent me in this replay. And I thought, oh yes, we've got to do this one, especially as we're getting very close to our 6,500th video. Yes, we're on that, very close to that mark now. He fires a snapshot in at the T14, it overshoots and lands in the scenery behind, and he has to move position because that T14 is getting rather too close. But I don't think he'll survive very long, because we've got a box tank and a KV1 nearby, and I think they will take that guy out to avoid being taken out themselves. Yep, T14 moves down to the box tank. Now, there is an enemy tank in the cap, but there's also one of ours in the cap, and he's blocking their capping at the moment. Going for the M5A1 Stuart, who's slowed down a lot. I think there was a reason why he was going slowly, because he suddenly speeded up again. Oh, more rounds coming in this direction. Now, we're looking towards the cap, and the M5A1 Stuart has now, rather there's two on the enemy team, one of them is actually close to the cap area. Our KV1 is now capping, but he has been hit by enemy Arty, and there's another M5 Stuart, and it looks like TanqueTigerAleman is actually at this moment otherwise occupied, because he's not moving his aim point at all. Now he is, and unfortunately the M5 Stuart goes down before he can get the kill there. So we are capping again, but I think the KV1's coming under a lot of fire from enemy Arty. Okay, over on the west side of the map, we're looking for the M5A1. Yes, there he is. And he stopped, which is fatal for a tank like that. You shouldn't stop in something like that. You keep moving. Speed equals life. And he's just stopped. And, well, at this moment, TanqueTigerAleman is just waiting for the reload to go in, and yes, gets a lovely hit for 280. Very silly thing of the M5A1 Stuart to stop where he did. He's lost a huge amount of hit points and there was no need for him to stay there. And now he's gone. Okay, we've got a Panzer 3J attacking our Sav M43. Rounds out. Direct hit wipes out the Panzer 3J. So he's got his first kill. Sadly, we're one tank down on the enemy at the moment. We lost one of our Artys. And from the sound of those explosions, yes, it looks like enemy Arty is trying to counter battery us now, because that Su-122A has lost some hit points. And the M5 Stuart behind him doesn't appear to be taking part in the battle anymore. He's just sitting at the back, enjoying life. Well, TanqueTigerAleman has decided to move from his current position to avoid counter battery. Now, as I may have mentioned before, the M44 is based on the Radley Waters hull, the M41. So it is reasonably quick. It's just it's carrying a fairly heavy weight in the terms of that 155mm howitzer. Okay, there's an enemy tank making its way towards the cap. It's an M10 RBFM, the French Wolverine. Direct hit for 203. Strips his hit points down by half. He's now one shot. And he's killed by the Panzer 3J on our team. Got an IKV-65 too this time. Almost about to fire. Rounds out. Direct hit. Oh, that really hurts him because he lost virtually all of his hit points with that one round. I think that was a penetrating shot. He's down to just 9% of his health now. One more shell, even landing near him, will be enough to take him out of the game. Rounds out. Nope, didn't get that one. Our capture of the cap is now being blocked, so obviously they still got a tank in the cap and we've got the Panzer 3J on the other side. He's looking to where the Panzer 3J, the enemy IKV-65-2 was last seen. He's adjusting his thing by scrolling out the minimap. He needs to hold down the control key, move the cursor over the minimap and click on the minimap where you want to see the... oh, he's just killed the IKV-65 too. Yes, hold down your control key, move the cursor over the minimap like this, and then right click on the minimap where you want to see, and the aim view will go there straight away. It saves all the faffing about by scrolling your mouse to move the cursor to where you want it. It just takes it there straight away, and it's very easy to aim that way. Well, we're capping again. And there's only 3 enemies left now. They've got 3 Arty, an M44, an M41, and a Fifi, the 105 FH-18B2, and a Cruiser Mark IV. And they're going to have to come to the cap, because otherwise our team will win by capping out. So it's just waiting for one of them to turn up at the cap. His reload time for this Arty at the moment is 16.9 seconds. You can reduce that considerably if you use premium consumables. That's a crate of Coca-Cola. That'll drop it by about a second. And then if you use a rammer, that will drop it by, or an innovative rammer will drop it by about half a second. And then if you get a BIA as well, that will help. And if you also use an orderly ammo rack, that will also help. There's the enemy Arty. It's the Fifi. He's just waiting for the reload to go in. He'll launch a shell onto that guy. Rounds out. Hits the building ahead of him. But the next shell will hit the target directly. Unfortunately, we just lost one of our tanks, the M5 Stuart. Lining up the shot. Almost ready to shoot. Here we go. Rounds out. Kill. So that's his second kill in the cap. Unfortunately, we just lost the Panzer 3J. And now it's 2 Arty versus 2 Arty and a light tank. Which means now that TanqueTigerAleman is going to have to do a lot of the work himself, because he's going to have to spot for his teammate in the Su-122A. But the good thing about this Arty is it is excellent at shotguns. very good at shotguns. Remember that 550 Alpha, even if you get really close to the enemy, even if you don't penetrate them, you can certainly do a lot of damage. And I think he's going to try and get in without actually knocking anything down, so that the enemy doesn't know where in the cap he is. And he's nicely situated in cover behind these buildings, so even if the Arty start firing in, they're not going to know precisely where he is. Wargaming put a lot of furniture into the maps to enable people to track where they were by the destruction they caused. If he knocked down that tree, the Arty would spot that and fire in that direction. Okay, he's now sitting himself directly behind the building. Of course, if they spot him directly and they're coming close... Oh, lovely shotgun! Beautiful shotgun. He didn't even let that one get close. He just whacked him. But the thing is now, the M41 will know where he is and will probably try for an accurate shot. But the first shot he fires in will probably hit the building rather than hit him. But he's been there long enough, now he can change position in such a way as that he's further away. So even if the M41 aims for that spot, he's not going to get a direct hit. Still waiting for the Cruiser Mark IV to turn up. He's got 4 kills now. If he can get the last 2, he will get a Top Gun. And he will have killed all of the enemy Arty. He's got 2 of them. And there's the Cruiser Mark IV coming behind him. But he's well in cover. He lines up the shots and fires in around a shotgun. But it doesn't kill the guy because it's just too far away. And he's now backing up. And the Su-122A has come up to help. There's a shot from the M41 missing. Yes! Lovely shot! And he did take a round from the Cruiser Mark IV. But even after taking that round, he still survived. Now, if I was him, I would actually keep moving through that area, creating more and more destruction as you go, confusing the enemy as to where you are. Potentially, he's now got the high caliber as well, but he's actually being very cautious, not destroying any furniture, but he's still in the same area where he was before. The M41's probably going to try a few shots in, but then he'll have to come in because we've got 2 in the cap now. The Su-122A is just a short distance away. If the M41 doesn't fire in, it means he's on the way over here. That's why he can't shoot, because he's on the move. I think he is on the move. I'm pretty sure now. He's definitely on the move. He would have tried a shot by now. That's the 2-minute warning. Here he comes. Lines up the shot. He's going to manually fire. He misses with his first shot, but he'll reload faster than the M41 will. And under these circumstances, the best thing to do to kill an enemy Arty like that with a long reload is just get in their face and shoot them at close range. But he's going to do it aimed. Oh, brilliant shot! Top Gun wins the game. And I do believe that that M41 was inside the cap circle at the time when he was taken out. What a game there by TanqueTigerAleman. And here's the end of battle results. An ace tanker for TanqueTigerAleman in the M44. He got a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In this one he got 19. A Gore's medal for doing more damage than 8 times the hit points to his own vehicle. He got the Langlades medal. Yes, he killed enemy tanks whilst they were capping in the cap. At least 4. You have to kill at least 4 and they have to be capping. They don't have to cap at the same time, but they can... They have to be killed whilst they were capping and attempting to capture the base, and he did them one at a time. First getting the IKV, then getting the 105 FH-18B2, then the M44, and finally the M41. And for killing all 3 enemy Arty, he gets a counter battery fire medal, a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, and a Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills. Wow! And that last one was his 6th kill. Let's have a look at team score. Well, yes, there it is. Highest damage, 2,610 hit points of damage. The next highest scorer being the box tank on his team with 2,006 hit points, followed by the enemy M10 RBFM who got 1,583. When it came to kills, he had the highest number with 6. The box tank had 4 kills, so did the M44 on the enemy team, the M10 RBFM as well. And when it came to base XP, yes, he definitely had the top. He's got the top in all 3 columns. 1,244 base for TanqueTigerAleman, 861 for the box tank, and 741 for the KV1. He was the only player to get over 1,000 base in the game. He fired 22 rounds in that game, got 8 direct hits, 3 penetrations and 12 splash. Damage of 2,610 hit points, of which 1,766 were at more than 300 meters. You saw those shotguns, they were very close range. 2 hits received, both of them were penetrations. He also spotted 2 enemy vehicles, damaged 9 of the enemy, killed 6, and did 44 hit points of damage assistance, plus 603 hit points of stun assist off 9 stuns, and he got 33 capture points right at the end of the game. On a premium count, he earned 34,539 credits from the game, and after ammunition resupply and repair, he took away a profit of 39,933 credits. He received 1,244 XP, got 933 from personal reserves, 6,000 from personal missions payout, and took away 8,799 experience points altogether. What a fantastic game! Also picking up the Langlades, that's a rare epic medal. You don't see those that often. And in fact, I've seen quite a few Langlades where all of the enemy tanks were capping at the same time, trying to cap out, and the Arty had to keep firing in repeatedly to get resets, and ended up getting defenders medals as well. But these are very rare medals. You don't see them all that often, so this is a very good replay from that perspective because he took out 4 capping tanks. So great game. Thank you so much for sending in this replay, TanqueTigerAleman. I'm sure he's pleased that he actually was in a battle with me and that therefore he knew of our channel, because as I say, we're one of the few channels that will feature really good replays by people who send them in, especially Arty replays, and this is a very good Arty replay. So congratulations on your win and thank you for sending in the replay. If you enjoyed this replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel. Let other people know that our channel exists so more people can come and see all the exploits of the people who send in the replays, and thanks very much for watching.